Alright, so I just want to do a quick little video. In case anybody doesn't know the proper way of putting a servo back into their car. So, I took the original, this was a Mega, I took the original servo out because it burnt out. That had plastic gears in it actually, and I replaced it with this little cheapy Race Star. It's a coreless. This thing was like $14. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But I have a favorite servo, and it happens to be this servo here. It is a brushless 35 kilogram servo. It's just super sweet. I use it in a couple of my cars, most notably my Mojave, and that's like a 7th scale, I believe. Pretty big monster, and this little servo handles it perfectly. The only thing it won't do, well, it's not because of the servo, but when it's on its side, with this car, when it's on its side, you can turn the wheels and it will spin it, turn the wheels and throttle it simultaneously, and it gets it back up on its wheels. But the Mojave Servo Saver is not strong enough to do that. So anyway, let me finish this off. I want to show you. Oh, let me turn these lights on. That'll probably help. Okay, there's that one, and that one. Okay, yeah, I got this little mount, and it's pretty awesome. My cat wants to see what's going on. So when you buy your servos, a lot of times you'll see these little rubber grommet things. They are meant to take some of the force. They act like a cushion. They're like a little cushion between the frame here and the servo. So I've started putting these in, and I think it makes a difference in the longevity of your servo. So not only these rubber cushions, once you put the screw in there, it's going to just fall right through. So you need to use the second part of these as these little brass sleeve things. You put them right through the middle. You can kind of lick them first. That's what I do. Get them wet. Just throw them in your mouth for a second. And if you're squeamish, you can use water, or you can just try to get it in there with no moisture at all. But fellas, come on, show some class. Anyway, I talk about class as I stick these little brass things in my mouth. So I've been using these things for a while. I used to just stick them straight in there, and something I noticed, even on these 10 scale cars, as the plastic was really getting reamed out down here from all this jiggling. And I do believe that this system here helps. They don't come like that when you buy them, but the cars, but the servos come with all this stuff for a reason. So I've started doing that. Anyway, you hook your battery up, make sure your battery's connected. You need power. Throw this in the correct slot down here for steering. Sometimes I like to use needle nose pliers, but I got that down in there without an issue. So I have a fan going in here, the ESC, as well as the steering. The fan is for this here. This dynamite, that's a pretty sweet fan, but it's actually too big for this size can. It's for the same size can that's in the Mojave. It's a 47 something or other. No, 3670. But So 46 rather than 36, and this is a 3660. This is the BLX motor, stock motor in the BLX 3S line. Like I said, this was a Mega. This was the prior version. This is the previous version from what the Megas today. It's got the single pull tab thing and not the Y that comes off. There's not a lot of difference, but I was able to put this a hot racing. I believe this is hot racing, or it's an Arrma one. But that slides actually. It goes. There's a recess in the plastic motor mount, and this goes right inside of it. So you can buy just that aluminum part and put it right in there, and that's something great that Arrma did. They don't make you buy this whole thing again, and I applaud them for that. And and moves like these are universal. All these drive shafts, they work for every single car. Um, these are fixed link, and I actually have bought the turnbuckles, adjustable ones. I just haven't put them on yet, and I'm going to before I wear these tires down, because the pitch of these rear tires is not correct with these fixed links here. So I need to get my adjustable ones on before I kill my tires. But anyway, so power your car on. Sweetheart, please stop that. My cat is rubbing up on, she's in heat right now, so she's just rubbing on everything. Power your car on, make sure you can hear that, it's pretty quiet. Both these fans are going. So you make sure that you're all zeroed out over here. You want to be straight up and down except for the steering rate. You want that all the way over. That shows how much turn you'll have. So you'll be centered. You want to make sure you're centered. And something I noticed is, well, actually not too bad. But my Radio Star transmitter that I use for all my cars, except this one, see, that's pretty good. And this brushless one is pretty fast, and it's strong. So that's in there. Gotta find the screw. Here's the screw. I guess you could use thread lock. And you know what? I am going to use a little bit of that. I think it's a good idea. You don't want to use anything too serious. No permanent. This here. Oop. This is semi-permanent. I use this for the wheels. The wheel thread on the end, and for the motor mount, for pinions, things like that. But just as for things like this that don't have high pressure, there's not a lot. You only want a tiny dab. Don't need a lot. I like to use a long. And you can use power tools, but you just have to be careful. Make sure you don't crank it down there so much to where it's broken. But yeah, I want to make sure that it's all the way down. I think there's still some in there, but I don't know what to do about that. It's down as far as it's gonna go. So once you get that on there good, and you see that it's functioning, which it is, that rate's all the way up. Turn it down. See, when you have it turned all the way down, you don't get a lot of wheel movement. But that's all the way up. I wonder if I need to adjust the endpoints in the, because it's never been done. I haven't done it. It just seems like I don't have. I might be just imagining things. So anyway, once you get that done, you can go ahead and turn it off. Actually, you don't need it on. Once it's centered and screwed in, then the job is to fish the little sucker down in here, which isn't always the easiest. You kind of want to get everything out of the way. Yeah, that did it, I believe. Something seems to be, oh, this wire. I don't want that rubbing on there. I hope it doesn't. Yeah, the antenna wire for, but it'll be fine. It's not really in the way. Okay, so once that's done, actually, you know, these are kind of short. I don't like how short these screws are. So you can go on Jenny's website and buy whole screw kits, which is, I would imagine, darn near a whole, set of screws. I don't know if I've got this focused right anymore. I hope I can get kind of what I'm doing over here too. I can't have my tripod too far up on my carpet, or else it will tip over. So these screws exist in this kit. Let's see, like these ones. Those are about a nice length to go all the way down. If I can find 4 of them, there's 3, 4. Yes, sir. One of them looks pretty used. Yep. Okay, so those things, until I need them for something else, which I don't anticipate. Arrma makes pretty good screws, or they use pretty decent screws for their stuff. The depth of in the screw head, the depth here is really what determines the strength and the depth. Some of them are so shallow on the market that they're practically useless, but the ones that Arrma uses are pretty decent. I don't want to put everything in there. So, but I do like to use washers when I'm reassembling my Servo. I think it just gives it a little bit more. Where's the hole? Come on now. There it is. I got it. I got it. These screws. It looks like I don't know where all my washers are. There's another one. It seems like I only have 3 over here. There's that one. Okay. Yeah, so I do them all in just a little bit. Just so they're all lined up. But I'm telling you, this brushless Servo is really sweet. Okay, there's that one. And you can use really long screws for a lot of things, like to strengthen certain areas. Let me think of a spot, like the bumper areas. You can use longer screws right here than they give you, just so you get more grab. So you're not gonna. I definitely have to. I snapped this that skid plate underneath there. It cracked it in a crash. all sorts of things. The bumpers, the plastics that Arrma uses are among the best plastics I've seen in anything, and that's the downfall of a lot of RC companies. Even ones that charge over $300. The mark of a good RC car are in the quality of the plastics that they use. And in a lot of places you don't want metal, you want plastic, and Arrma uses amazing plastic. I love their plastic. I wish I could find that washer. I think it slipped down somewhere. There it is. Well, there's two of them. I don't know why there's two. I don't know. Oh, okay. So, really, I think I'll just go ahead and unplug this battery for now. I have a screw in my mouth. That's why I was talking like that. This is my first real mod / repair video. It's not really a repair because it wasn't broken. I just wanted to beef up that servo. I'll put the videos from today up on YouTube, but this car was just killing it. I love this car on a dirt track. It's really a beast. It takes everything else and that goes for the Mojave too. The Mojave is just a big version of this. Okay, I think I'm gonna use the hands tool because I want to see how tight I am with these. Yeah. So really, I like the grommet plastic washer type. The rubber, actually not plastic, the rubber. I just think that this whole deal together is going to be super. I never got a chance to use I had my other Senton that I sold. I had two of them. I got one to have for my daughter to use, but she's not into it. So I sold the other one and kept my daughter's because it was the newer of the two. But I had put a Max 10 in there. It had really good stuff in it. But I had adjustable turnbuckles. It basically, everything it was in it was a BLX gear wise, and I had I put the motor mount in it. It was just a great car. Screen on it. I had just changed the chassis. I didn't plan on selling it, but I had a cracked chassis, so I changed the chassis. And it was basically a new car with turnbuckles and everything. I had changed bumpers, and I sold it for $200. The guy got a really good deal because the ESC and the motor alone is $150. So, my cat, please, honey, you gotta go. Go somewhere else. Let me find. Alright, these are the needle nose I like to use for this. Once again, getting it wet helps it slide down in there. So finger on one side, needle nose on the other. Come on, buddy, don't do that to me. There it goes. Okay, just gonna. Okay, that. The fan is down now. Let me make sure it's down all the way. Yeah. I think that's not going down any further. I already have the antenna down, so 2 two more things can go down here. You know what? I'm gonna put that fan last, just because the wire is a little less manageable than all the rest. So I think one of my little, so this little tripod thing I bought, it's got two little lights. It's pretty sweet. I'm gonna have to do this left-handed. It's got a light on the top and a light on the bottom. Okay. Tuck all this in here. Okay. Not the neatest, but I kind of want it, I want to wad it down in there so it stays. I don't want it popping. Kind of want it just wedged down in there, like so. Okay, last thing. Not last thing. The ESC. Yeah, that I think I'm gonna make last. Just because. Alright. The wetness. Okay. Can you hear my cat? She's all brr, brr. They call that trilling when a cat makes that little, bang me noise. That's her bang me noise. If I was a cat, that's how she would get me to come on over and investigate. She's signaling to the male cats, come get me, boys. Okay, come on. I'm gonna get it quick. These things. There we go. Okay. That's in. Last thing. This. Oh yeah. I don't want that thing. I want to put my box down and come on, what's going on now? Okay, there we go. That did it. Alright. So, the ESC, I don't mind using short screws for that because there's no pressure at all going to the ESC. Although, it'd probably be a good idea to use washers on that because it gives a little strength, and that's, I think, what I'm going to do. Those little tabs, they're not the strongest things in the world, and so giving that more surface area is a good idea. Sweetie, come on. You're driving me nuts over here. Oh boy. Did I? I'm going to use that's not one I really want to use under here. I want to use a flat one. Okay, where am I? Look, see what I do to make this easy, line it up easy is I find that she's can you hear my cat? She's going bonkers. I feel bad for her because she's in heat and she's super horny. and it's, you know, it's not like a human.